What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about life, because this past weekend I went away, and while I was away I realized that I'm spending a lot of time on YouTube, at work, and not as much time as I'd like with things that I feel are more important. Now, of course, work is important. Work is how we support our family. Work is how we make our day-to-day work, right? Because without YouTube, without my job, I wouldn't be able to pay my mortgage, wouldn't be able to do anything that I needed to do or wanted to do with my family. So today we're inside of Call of Dragons. We're just collecting our resources and keeping up with our account as we talk about life. Now, as I mentioned, I was away. While I was away, I got to thinking about how much time do I actually spend with my kids, with my wife, with my family, and really doing anything outside of work. Because, hey, newsflash, guys, when I'm not with family, I'm working. It's literally 100% of the time. That's not true. 5% of the time I'm at the gym. Then I'm with the family, and then I'm at work. So I don't know the exact breakdown. I'd be lying if I just threw out any percentages right now, but I spend a lot of time working. I have 3 YouTube channels, and I like for my YouTube channels to try and do well. This one has been getting a little bit of, I've been paying a little bit less attention to it. Reason being, things have been a little bit slower than I had hoped inside of Call of Dragons. It's been a little bit harder for me to keep up with the account in addition to the other work responsibilities, which I'll get into. So I have been slowing down a little bit what I'm doing here. But while I was away this weekend, I really realized that although I take my kids to camp in the morning, or I take them to school in the morning, depending on what time of year it is, and I get them off the bus and I pick them up from camp, so I get that nice quality morning dad-son time with both of my boys. And then I coach football and I coach baseball for both of my sons. So I'm literally coaching 4 nights a week. And that's usually for 2 to 3 hours per night. That's great time too. And I know that I do spend more time with my kids than most dads get to. So I find myself very lucky there. But sometimes I just want to be able to, when I get them off the bus from school or out of camp, like say around 3 o'clock, I want to be able to just go to the pool with them and let them just hang out and me hang out with them and not be focused on, man, I got to make that video, or man, I got to get back to my emails for work, right? So I've made a goal for myself. Now this goal, I have time to prepare because it doesn't start until next summer. And that is next summer, I hope not to take time off because I'm not going to stop working, but I hope to be able to set aside an extra hour or 2 per day just hanging out with my kids. Now that means not during sports, not during, things we have to get done throughout the day, but more just outside throwing the football, throwing the baseball around, jumping in the pool with the kids, or going and doing something that isn't, an activity that's planned type of a thing. Not a responsibility. My coaching their sports, which is amazing, and I absolutely love it, and they love that I get to do it with them. I want to be able to do the downtime stuff with them more. Just that hanging out, even if it's just throwing on the Xbox and playing some Madden with my kids, or sitting on the iPad and playing a game with them. Anything that's just kind of like, not a responsibility. That's my goal for next summer. So I want to ask you guys, because a lot of you that are watching this right now are not watching my channel because you like vlog, life discussion content. Also, in addition to that, a lot of you people are parents. I know this. I see the analytics. I see the ages of people watching. The majority of my viewers are either teens or adults. So I'm assuming that the majority of the adults watching are parents, whether you have little kids or big kids. How many of you guys spend as much time with your kids as you want to? And if you don't, what can you do, or what do you suggest, or what do you think about doing yourself that could change that? Now, on the other hand, if you're a teen, right? It hasn't been long since you were young and your parents had spent time with you. Did it impact you in any way if your parents spent a lot or a little time with you? Did you care? I know as a teenager, you probably don't care. You want to hang out with your friends, with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, do whatever you got to do. That's totally normal. And I get that. I remember that. But when you're young, my kids are 7 and 10, they still really do enjoy the time with their dad. So I want to give it to them as much as I can, because I know specifically for my 10-year-old, who's going to be 11 in January, that those times are ticking. It's not going to be long before he doesn't really want as much to do with me and he wants to do his own stuff. So how does this tie into Call of Dragons? When I log into a game, well, one, I play the games that I choose because I enjoy them. I think they're good games. I like them. I like Call of Dragons. I think it's a good game. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I think it's the best kingdom builder out there. I really do think it's fantastic. But it gets in the way sometimes with the requirements, I guess, to maintain. By the way, we're back up to 14 million change power. All my troops are finally healed up from me getting slaughtered, which was no fun. So, yeah, I'm going to get my farmers out there while we sit and talk about this. I really like having these discussions. Not only do I think that maybe it helps someone out there, or maybe it's good for me to vent to the community. Maybe it's like a mental good thing. I'm going to start doing this more. And as I've been taking Call of Dragons a more casual route, I could do it over Call of Dragons when I have things happening inside of the game, whether I'm just logging into the game or anything like that, because really, I look at this as an enjoyable experience, and that's something that we have in common. Most people watching are not die-hard, all Call of Dragons, you're going to be the best in the world players. Iced coffee. Most of you play for fun. And that's how I want to play. Do I play other games to be the best? Not right now, I don't. On my main channel, I experiment with all different types of content and I give you the best mobile games that you should be playing. I put out lists every single day. Some of the best games, ones that you could explore on the Echo Gaming channel. On the Echo Gaming Diablo channel, I play Diablo Immortal. And I don't play it to be the best in the game. I play it more casually. With that being said, I am a very good player. I've been playing since day one. I've actually been playing since the alphas and betas over there. So I know the game like the back of my hand. I literally know everything about the game. Everything. But I'm not the best. Or near the best. Same in Call of Dragons. A lot of you watching may actually know more details of this game than I do. But then there's a heck of a lot of you guys that don't know anything near what I know about the game. It's all very different. But for me, that's not what's important. What's important is that when I log into the game, I log in because I want to. And I log in because it's enjoyable for me to log in. And I do things in the game because they're fun to do. Not because, see if we can get lucky right here. Not because I feel like I have to. This channel, I don't look at like a job. I look at it as an enjoyable experience. I get to work with Lilith. Get to work with Farlight. I get to work with other great content creators. And I get to play a game that I actually enjoy. A kingdom builder, that's good. But it's important that we remember what life is about. And I think about it like this. If I were on my deathbed, I know this sounds like a grandpa speech, but if I were on my deathbed and thinking about what are some things that I wish I did different, I would wish that I spent less time on the games and more time with my family, with my kids. So, what do you do when you realize that that's actually a thing, that that's actually a way that you feel? Well, you do it. It's pretty simple, to be honest. You just do it. I'm going to still be able to keep up with everything I'm doing. I've actually hired some editors that are helping me to help produce content, help me make some of my thumbnails, not all. I'm actually doing a little editing myself for the Diablo channel because it's been fun. But I'm working with others to produce what I put out on YouTube. In addition to that, remember, I have a job. And the job is virtual. I get to work from home, and I really do like it a lot. It's a lot of fun. But it's a time requirement. Good thing I like the thing. Because if I didn't, Probably wouldn't be doing it, but I do. So let me know how you spend your time and where you value your time the most if you have a little bit of it. I think that's the main takeaway from this video. I'm going to have more stuff like this, talking about life, not the same topic. I actually have having been on YouTube for 7 years, I keep questions, and I've always done it. Screenshots of questions that people have asked that have to do with life. Nothing to do with the topic at hand. Nothing. And I keep those questions and I keep them for another day. Well, I think those days are coming, and I'm going to start addressing some of these things that maybe are a bigger picture on life. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss them.